Get you out of here. What do you do for Camelot, Chris? Work in the sales team, yeah? You're doing a good job and you should be very proud, alright? Alright. Chris, you've not won any money today, right? Can't believe this. This is rubbish. Here's what we've got. Look, I've got some money here. I actually don't know how much money I've got, Chris. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250,
take it all, Chris.
300, 300, pack it in. 300, 350, 450, 500 pounds, Chris. Do you know what you can do with 500 pounds, Chris?
Have a good night.
Put it towards the wedding, yeah? You're going to make me feel really bad now that you're not going to win this. I feel really bad now. This is rubbish. Chris, we're going to play a very, very simple game, all right? I promise everything that we do up here, I'm going to make this so simple, all right? Are you relaxed, feeling good? Yeah? Okay, don't be nervous. I'm more nervous. I know on the outside I look cool and dapper. On the inside, seriously, right? Here's what we've got. Now, I appreciate the fact that some of you have chosen to sit far, far away. I understand, you don't want to come up and help, that's fine, whatever. Chris, does everyone trust Chris?
No!
Liars! Alright, Chris, you're going to clarify what we have here, alright? It's going to be a bit weird, you haven't got a microphone, so you can kind of sort of speak into my face, which is a bit weird. Alright, but we have a star design, is that right, Chris? We nearly kissed then. Listen, hey, you're not married yet. Alright, do me a favour, take the star design. You have one card there, it is a star design. It is quite a thick card, it's not as thin as a playing card for the very purpose that if you hold it up to that light, it is completely opaque. A playing card, you would be able to see through that, right? So you have a star design, that is a circle, correct? Nicely said. And we have a cross design, cross, take that one as well. And you'll notice I don't have any sleeves. I have a dodgy tattoo, I used to be in a gang, I was young, whatever, alright? 3 wavy lines as well. Can you see this? If I hold this, can you see this? Can you nod louder? Yeah! Alright, calm down. Alright, no more orange juice for these kids, alright? Alright, 3 wavy lines. Happy, Chris? And finally, we have a square design here. I'm just going to do this with this, because that took about a week to learn. Alright. Chris, take that one as well. We have a square design. Most important thing is this. If you are familiar with magicians, yes? Magicians? Familiar? Yes?
Yes.
Magicians use a technique called sleight of hand. What is sleight of hand? Well, basically what it is it's years of practice and study. So if you gave me a deck of playing cards, in all honesty, I'd be able to kind of do probably about 55 different card tricks. It's sad, but I can, alright? This is going to be very different. This is where it's not kind of traditional magic, Chris. This is where it gets a little bit different because I will not touch those cards again. Fair enough? They're in your hands, yes? And you're happy that they're all different, Chris? And you're really checking them out. You don't trust me at all, do you? Despite my angelic looks, he doesn't trust me. Alright, Chris, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to turn your back on me and everyone else in the audience, alright? But not just yet, not just yet. Couple of things. There is a lot of equipment here. There are guys setting up stuff, yeah, and doing things. They are not helping me, I swear to you. If you think that they are helping me at any point, kind of very close to your chest, yes? Alright? You're going to choose any one of those 5 cards, yeah? Whichever one you choose, Chris, take it out. The other 4, get rid of them, put them in a pocket. One you've chosen, in between your hands, but cover it up, okay? Is that clear? I know that's a lot of instruction, you alright? Yeah, so 1 in between your hands, Chris. 4 in your pocket. The one you're thinking of, in between your hands. Off you go. Miss you. Alright. Have you had a good day so far?
Yay!
Yeah? Good. Alright. Alright. Chris, let me know when you've done that. Have you done that, sir? You've got one design in your hand right now, yes? Are you happy that this was a free choice? Obviously, I can't influence your choice on this because I'm not holding them or anything like that. You know what you've got. Be honest with me, Chris. When I showed you those designs, you had a good while to look through them. Did you already know what you were going to do? You didn't know what you were going to do, so you literally just made that decision just then. But it was a conscious decision. You had to look through them, yeah? Okay, Chris, this is where it gets interesting, my friend. My job now is obviously to tell you what you've got in your hands, yes? If I get it wrong, 50 quid. Alright? Genuinely, 50 quid goes towards your wedding. Alright?
Fingers crossed, Chris, fingers crossed.
All right, Chris. I just want you to know, if I get this right, it's not me being smug. All right? It's just I've done this for a while, and if I get it wrong, the booker over there is not going to be that happy. All right? So I kind of have got to try and get it right. Chris, I think first time round, out of those 5 designs, I think I know which one you would have gone with. But if I say the right design, because some people can't see because they are quite far away, what I want you to do is to hold the card high up in the air. If I get it wrong, keep your hands together. Alright, so I made a mistake. Don't show anybody what you've got, alright? Chris, £50. First time round. Circle design. If that's right, hold it up in the air. Nicely done. Alright, okay. Chris, round of applause for Chris. He did try. He did try.
Loser.
Nice. Alright, sorry about that, Chris. Chris, now listen, this only gets more impressive with repetition, because obviously if you think about it, if I get it right one time, there are only 5 designs, yes? So in theory, I've got a 20% chance of just guessing this. So the odds aren't massive. So maybe that was a lucky guess. Maybe I just got lucky, Chris. Maybe I just got lucky, my friend. And most important thing as well, we've never met before, right? No, because some people are thinking my younger brother or something like that. See what I've done there, alright? Well, whatever. Alright, Chris, what I'm going to ask you to do now, Chris, is I'm going to ask you to do exactly the same thing again. But before you do, Chris, I just want to specify a couple of things. First and foremost, I'm not touching those cards at any point, yes? But also, Chris, when Chris had his back turned, please clarify this. When Chris was choosing his design, I stood forward, I asked you how the day's been, you've had a good day. I wasn't looking at what he's doing, correct? Nice, okay, happy? So I'm not sort of like doing any of that kind of sneaky stuff, right? So, any one of the 5 designs, exactly the same thing again, and everything was fair and square, right? Yeah, I'm being straight here, right? Yeah. Okay, you turn around, any one of the 5. I just find that kills that dead time. Alright, Chris, you've got one design in between your hands, yes? Chris, you know what this is? Conscious decision? Okay. Now I can actually start to give you a little peek behind the curtain and tell you how I'm doing this. First of all, there are only 5 designs. I do this a hell of a lot. I really do. I do this a lot. This is all I do for a living, much to my mother's dismay. She's not convinced it's a real job. But, Chris, there was one poignant thing that I said to you. And I can't manipulate the cards physically, but what I can try and do is manipulate you, Chris, verbally. Alright? And I said this. Guys, look, everything was fair, right? I'm not looking back or anything like that. Chris, I want you to do exactly the same thing again. You remember me saying those words? Which means, if he were to do exactly the same thing again, he would have a circle in his hand. But hold on, Chris, just to make sure, 100%, that Chris put the circle back in his hand, what I did was this. I went, Chris, do me a favour, turn around. And I drew a circle design, literally in front of his face. Chris, if it's right, show everybody the circle. That's what I'm talking about. Right, Chris, we're going to do it again, yes? Alright. I don't know what that was, Chris. I just feel like I needed to jab you there. Sorry. Chris, any one of the 5 designs you like. Now, bearing in mind, you put the same designs on. This is not anything magical. This is just a little security thing, Chris. It's nothing secret. Okay, so what you're going to do, Chris, is look through them. You're being a good sport. I do this for a lot of people, and sometimes when I do this for like the city bankers and the CEOs of companies, they get quite cross. Don't get cross, alright? Chris, you turn around, you've been an absolute star. Any one of the 5 that you like, Chris, I'll stand over here, no influencing you whatsoever. Any one of the 5, put it in between your hands, Chris, make sure there is only one. Are we done? We're good. Chris, one design in your hand. Be honest with me, do you know what this is? And again, this is a conscious decision that you've made. Did you change your mind at all, or did you stick with what you've got? You stuck with what you got, yes. So you looked through, you chose one, and that's what we're going with, yeah? Chris, I'm going to gamble on this. No, you'll understand that this actually, in theory, gets harder. Because the longer I do it, the more information Chris has, the more he's going to try and think, hang on a second, he said this, he said that. Maybe he wants me to do this now. Now, bearing in mind, you chose the circle design twice. Chris, we're going to up the ante, my friend. And we are going to go... How much? How much?
500.
Shut up. I knew you'd say that. 500. And your shoes. And the keys to your car. No, I'll tell you what we'll do. Look, we'll go £200. Fair enough. £200, Chris. Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. Is this a real pocket or is this... Alright. No. I'll tell you what I'll do. No, there you go, right? £200 in your pocket there, Chris. Honestly, Chris, back here, I'm quite fast at running. Chris, one of 5 possible designs. No way that I could have influenced his choice this time round. Chris, I think this time round, you fluffy little minx, I think you have gone not with the circle design, and I'll tell you why. You put it twice already. Also, I don't think you would have gone with the star because I said, oh, you've been an absolute star. You wouldn't put the cross because I said, Chris, don't get cross. All these things are quite obvious. So it leaves 2 designs, either the 3 wavy lines or the square. Out of the 2, square design, Chris. Can you show everybody that you have the square design in your hand? Nicely done. Thank you, Chris. Chris, we'll do one more time. This time round, Chris, we're going to change the procedure. Yeah? Here's what we're going to do.
Josh.
This time round, I want you to be in exactly the same position as my audience and me. Alright? What you're going to do this time round, Chris, is turn all the designs design side down. Yeah? You're going to mix them up in a minute when your back is turned so that genuinely you don't know what design is where. Fair enough? You're going to slide one out at random and totally do what I've been telling you not to do. I've always been saying, make it a conscious decision. This time round, Chris, completely random. But do not even look at what you put in your hand. So this time, let me explain very briefly. There are 2 ways of apparently reading someone's mind. First way is, because it's not real, just in case you didn't know, but Father Christmas is, and that's all that counts. Alright? Right. Now, 2 ways of reading someone's mind. First way is that Chris's choice is never free. I'm influencing him. So all I have to then do is relay the information back to him. He feels that everything was above board and fair, but yet he feels like I read his mind. When in truth, I limited his choice, he just didn't know how. The other way of reading someone's mind is to give them a completely free choice, but get them to tell me what they're thinking without saying so. So small micro movements, body language, NLP, that kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? This is very different because if you don't know how you're mixing those cards up, Chris, if you don't know which one you're taking out, 1, I can't be influencing that because I don't know how you're going to mix the cards up, and 2, you can't be giving me any information purely on the basis that you don't even know what you've got. You get me, Chris? Off you go. Mix them up, anyone you like. I find you very attractive, Chris. I just want to put that out there. It's not too late. When's the wedding? Chris? When's the wedding?
Thanks.
July the 15th. What? Next year? Got a whole year of love. Alright. Sorry. Sometimes I think things and I don't realise they're actually coming out. Chris, have you got one in between your hands? Yep. Do you know what you've got in between your hands, Chris? Promise me. Chris, there are 5 possible designs in your hand right now, Chris. 5 possible designs, you little munchkin. Chris! It's a term of endearment. I call everybody that I find attractive munchkin. Munchkin. You sexy man. Chris! Alright. Sorry, children, this is silly, frankly. Chris, 1 design in your hand, you genuinely don't know what you've got. Chris, 1 of 5 possible designs. You've got the circle, the cross, the 3 wavy lines, the square and the star. Chris, what do you think you've got? You think you've got the square? Chris, if I told you you were wrong, would you believe me? Chris, hello? Would you believe me if I told you you were wrong, Chris? So you actually think in your hands right now, you think, and you're using what? Your psychic intuition, Chris? Something like that. You think you genuinely have the square design in your hand, yes? Chris, I will tell you now that you're wrong. Don't say what you've got, Chris, but have a look in between your hands. You're wrong, correct? Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no, but you can. Oh, okay. Don't. He's changing the rules on me. This is fine. Chris, £500. Genuinely, if I get this wrong, £500. You've not said anything. You chose this by mixing the cards up randomly. Chris, I think right now, and be honest, the design that you have in your hands right now, Chris, is the 3 wavy lines. If that's right, can you hold it up in the air for me? Nicely done, Chris. Nicely done. All right. All right, Chris, you have been an absolute... Give Chris a bigger round of applause than that, because you've been up here for about an hour. All right, Chris, I'll take them from you. Good luck with the wedding, sir. And Mark Spellman, look it up, Google me. I'll come down, you know what I'm saying. All right, now, I'm not doing a huge amount, I'll be really honest with you, because you've got some amazing bands on.